Sales is pretty simple if you really give people all the tools they need to make a decision. And if you're in the flooring business, if you're in the fence business, anything that has a visual output when you finish it, house painting, restoration, you need to have a portfolio of work that you've done in the past. And the best way for people to see it is on your website. It can then be used for two things. It can be used for attracting customers to make sure they pick up the phone and call you. It can be used during a demonstration while you're trying to close the deal as a sales tool. And there's probably other reasons you can use it. But let's talk about this for a minute. My name is Bob Rutledge. I do marketing for small contractors. I build their websites. I build their phone call tracking systems. I build several tools that they use to make their life simpler. And one of the ones that I do is the ability for them to upload pictures and they show up on their website and they can demonstrate them as part of their proof that they've done this type of work for. And if this stuff sounds interesting to you, stick with the video. There's not going to be any gotchas at the very end, but I hope you will listen to it all the way at the end. Maybe I do need to come up with something at the end. We'll see. Time goes on. This is going to be a 15-minute or more, 20-minute or more long video because it's just got a lot to show you. I've just never sat down and showed all of this stuff before. All right, let's turn our attention back over here. So seeing is believing, and that is something that is the core of every sales business I've ever been involved in. I remember I used to take pictures and put them in a notebook, and then I'd carry the notebook into the homeowner's house and then flip through them with jobs that I had done or my company had done. It just made selling a lot easier. But in this particular case, I asked ChatGPT to name some businesses that could benefit from this type of thing. Now, in a minute, I'm going to show you a fence client of mine, but this would work for exterior construction hardscape people. Now, my customer he builds pergolas. He does some hardscapes, retaining walls. He does outdoor kitchens. Befores and afters of those driveways, people that do flat work, stucco and masonry on upgrade houses. Might even help you sell. I don't like selling to contractors. I don't like doing subcontracting work because it just pays very little. The money's in doing the upgrades to the house. I think we can agree on that. So in this day and age, people are doing interior finish upgrades. What are the two biggest expense rooms in the house is the kitchen and the bathroom. They're tearing out cabinets and replacing them. They're rebuilding their shower stalls. They're doing flooring, custom carpentry. That's a hard, if you're going to try selling this type of thing, basement refinishers, you've got to have a portfolio. And your portfolio is going to initially be seen by people who are just thinking about doing these projects and maybe not ready to commit, but you might be able to get them to fill out a form, to ask some questions to them, maybe get them to call you for a free estimate, but you still want to have them coming back and forth. I know I go back and forth to the same websites over and over. Why do I do that? So, like if I'm looking for a car, I may go to a dealer's website today, and I may come back in 2 or 3 days to see if that car's still there or if they've gotten in any new cars. So, people will come back to your website just to see what's the latest bathroom you've done. Food for thought there. But the question is always going to be showing these before and after pictures and giving them to your web guy, or if you're doing it yourself, then that means you put together some kind of homemade website that just isn't going to click to begin with. I know I do a couple of I manage the digital marketing footprint for two uh, custom window treatment companies. And they're both really just one man operations. There's no way they can take a bunch of pictures and then upload them to the internet and do it all on their own and still just make it look good. So if you're the kind of person that does that kind of thing, roofing contractors, I've had roofing contractors in the past, could not get them to take pictures. It just blew my mind. Uh, Nowadays, you're required to take them. If you need a situation to do that now, like before and after or job pictures that document the job from the moment you walk onto the site till the time you leave for um, if insurance companies require that sort of thing, but also to back up that you didn't damage that refrigerator. That's another good thing to be taking pictures about. All right, so we've also got I think we've already talked about outdoor and landscape. And so now let's go, fire and water damage. That'd be a good one to have some. There's no doubt about that. Mold remediation. So now I'm going to go over to the heart and soul of this. I mean, the website is too, but I guess it has two pieces to the heart and soul of it. I have the website itself, but then I have a database where I store the photographs, where the contractor can add photographs, and then they're automatically updated onto the website. It'll become clear as we go along. So the database that I choose to use is a wonderful platform called Airtable. And so I don't think you can copy these and get down into it. Maybe you can. Maybe I need to blur that out. I may do that before I edit it. I'll cut the top of the whole thing off. But it's a database. I'll kind of give you a little view of it. In the database, I store all the phone calls of the contractor. And they can listen to all the phone calls, and tells how long they are and who it's. I even use AI to listen to the phone call, but that's another video. So what I also do is I create a photo gallery for the client where they can upload their pictures and see them not only here, but ultimately I use a feed that then imports it automatically into the client's website. Now, in this case, it's North Texas Fence and Deck, and I click the gallery, and anyone can go see these pictures. And you see a little bit of a delay as it loads it, but it does load them pretty quick. And in this particular case, I just chose not to put much in there, but he inputs things like he may give it a job name. I simply rename every job that by the type of business. It's a drop down menu. And so in this particular case, he chose patio, cover, and deck. And then he chose out of all the towns he could have put it in, he's got a certain working area. And the reason you want to do I'm getting too deep in the woods on databases, but databases need data in order to become important to you. And so, should he ever want to pull up pictures of jobs he's done in Sachet or in Addison, Texas, for instance, he'll be able to pull up those jobs. He'll be able to pull up decks. And I don't have the sort on here just for the towns, but he could. There's also a place for longer format descriptions, but we're not going to do that here today. So anyway, he could upload the photographs, and just a minute or two later, they show up right here. Now I have to approve them, and once they're approved, they will show up here, or I can just have it up. People be able to upload them. But and probably the safest way to go in every case is going to be an approval by me, which I actually have this one probably, if it's not approved within, I'd go ahead and approve them to put up, and then I go back and check them. But if you're the contractor, you're going to be able to see this within 30 seconds anyway. And so if you've got a problem with the pictures, you just call me up and I'll remove them. If you're in the kind of business where they need to be edited as time goes, I'll be glad to set that up too. But in this particular gentleman's case, they don't need that. But as you can see, they've got pictures of all of their jobs that they've uploaded. Now, I don't have all their jobs. I just have all the ones they've uploaded. I have whether they were fencing jobs, deck jobs, pool covers, patio covers, excuse me. If you're in a swimming pool business, different shapes of pools, different types of pools, like what are some types of pools? My favorite is not gunite. My favorite is the fiberglass pools. So they come in different shapes, have different names, different towns you're going to put them in, and you may want to show them to your customers. Customers want to stay on here and play with this, and therefore Google thinks they're on the website still for a long time, so it must be a good website. So that's the other reason you want to do it. I had some other reasons up here about things that are important. Um, you can show where the purchases are concentrated. Um, I like this idea right here. Trust is built visually, not verbally. You can try to sell this job all you want to, but your a picture's worth 1,000 words is not something I made up just then. Strong before and after storytelling. I love that. Local reputation matters. So if you show that you've been building these, if you've been installing windows and doors replacements in a town, a zip code contiguous to my zip code, that gives you a lot more credibility with me as a homeowner than if the closest job is 500 miles away. So that helps. Marketing fails without good imagery, and that is a big amen. If I can just get the contractor to upload a picture, I can then run it through uh, my photo processing software is what I used to use. But now I just use Google to take a look at it, or one of the AIs, and have it redo the picture so that it's presentable. Now I did not do that on any of these pictures. So it's in this database. In fact, I'll show you quickly the grid view of the database. So there's all of his pictures. And this is so you don't need to even worry about this. This is the part I do. Description of it, the type of job, the type of material, the date that it was uploaded. And we can put in there any kind of information that you might like. The city is the one I like. If I didn't want these pictures to be shown, then all I have to do is uncheck that. And then when you go back over here to the gallery, let's see what it does now. All records, and we're going to refresh. And now it doesn't show that that roof line that it was a patio cover is what it was. But go back in here and recheck it again. It comes back. It and all the pictures associated with it. But that's something I can explain. I explain to my client. Again, just go back in here and refresh. And there's the job again. And if I didn't make it completely clear, this is all the pictures of that particular job. He put up 4. And you can see when you go back here to the beginning of this spreadsheet looking thing, there are 4 pictures. All right. So we're going to go back to the website. This is the entire website. This website, by the way, is built on WordPress. I use a couple of platforms. Um, WordPress has just gotten so big and bulky now compared to other things. I don't always use it anymore. But it's, I've got a very good hosting package through Google, and it's very stable, and that's what you pay for. Anyway, WordPress is awesome to build in. Don't get me wrong, but it takes time and it takes effort. So now, how do the pictures get onto the website? Well, they get onto the website because they're in this database. And to get into this database, they have to be uploaded through this form. Now, I'm hopefully going to come back, post edit, and cut that link out, but never fear, because it still takes a password to get to this page. So I don't want to see anybody mooning whatever. We're going to show this. We're going to, I wonder if we can do it side by side. Let's try this. So if I do this, that's not, if I do this, and I want to do the form. Let's see if we can do this. We're going to carry this up here. How do you get, there is a way to do it, and it's quick, and it's, all right. So now I've reset this so you can see the website, and we're going to upload some pictures because it's pretty cool. I worked on this for years, and they're just. I've even tried using Instagram feeds, and that can be done. Don't get me wrong, but this is better. I give a form to my contractor. All he has to do is upload the pictures. I don't know that I can make it any easier than that. Um, so yeah, we're going to upload some pictures. So let me just pick some pictures randomly off of my drive here. There's a picture, and this is a picture. We'll uncheck those 2, 3. All right, so now we're going to upload 2 pictures. So I'm going to click that. You could take the picture, by the way. The way this works is you go to this form, you can hold your camera up and click on the area where you're uploading the picture, and it'll say, do you want to access your stored photographs, or do you want to use your camera? And you take the camera and it goes straight to this. And we're going to call this, even though it's showing roofing, we're going to call it replace fence. And the type of job is a fence job. And we're going to also call it a patio cover and an outdoor kitchen. So it's falling into all 3 of those categories. Then we're going to scroll down here and put the job date as today. And we're going to say this is all made out of Western red cedar and composite. And so now this is the website. Remember that. And so I'm going to submit it, and we're going to see how quickly it updates here. Do I need to hit refresh? Let's just refresh it just for fun. I think it updates on its own pretty quick. And there are the new pictures. And there's, and so this is for the world to see. So now I only see one. I'll have to go back and figure out why it didn't upload more than one. It may be in the process of doing it. But anyway, you get the idea now of what's going on here. I think it still is uploading more. And so it's almost like instantaneous. But more importantly, going back to this form, for my clients, it's easy because you're in the field. You're not wanting to go through any special training. You are just simply wanting to upload some photographs so somebody can do this for you. And in the past, that's how it's been done. And the reason I put this together is because it was an issue of he would upload them, and it might be a month or two before I got around to doing it. This way, it takes all the middlemen out. You can update your website. You can show people what you want. I can even make it to where you can go back and remove pictures, but you're able to share this with your clients. You're running ads. People come to your website. You'll notice on this particular website, I put a button in that shows gallery front and center. Even on a smartphone, I'm pretty sure it will render that way. So you got the gallery at the very top. I mean, that's what I want you to do. Even before you call them, I want you to check out the gallery. And then the gallery in this, excuse me, I'm getting the hiccups here at the end, renders just like that. And then I'm going to go over here and delete those pictures. Delete. I know. I mean, this is not stuff you even need to get into. I do it for them. If you know anything about Airtable, though, you're in good shape, though, because you can build a form and the gallery is what they call it, and then copy the gallery and embed it into your website. So I hope you've learned something here today. And if you need any help with things pertaining to marketing, Airtable, give me a call. Otherwise, but hey, what do I know?